You spent 12 years in school, learned how to calculate the area of a triangle, how to identify the parts of a flower, maybe even how to conjugate verbs in a language you've never spoken since. But nobody, not one teacher, not one textbook, ever sat you down and said, "Here is how money actually works. Here is how to build it. Here is how to keep it." Not once. And then you turned 20-something and the world expected you to just know. Yeah, we need to talk. Welcome to She Wins, the channel where we have all the conversations that should have happened years ago but didn't, about money, career, and mindset. I'm talking about money. Real money. The kind that actually changes your life. And today I'm giving you the crash course that no school, no parent, no well-meaning but also broke aunt ever gave you. If you're in your 20s or honestly any age and you're starting fresh, save this video, watch it twice, send it to your best friend. Because what I'm about to tell you, it would have saved me years. And a lot of unnecessary stress. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Financial literacy was never designed with women in mind. For most of history, women weren't expected to manage wealth. We were expected to marry it, or depend on it, or quietly not ask about it. And even as that changed, even as women started earning, leading, building, the financial education system didn't catch up, so we got nothing. And here's what that silence cost us. Women retire with 30 to 40% less money than men on average. We invest less. We negotiate less. We start businesses later, not because we're less capable, but because we were never given the blueprint. That ends today. So here are the 5 things I wish someone had sat me down and said, out loud, clearly, without making me feel dumb for not already knowing. Lesson 1. Keeping all your money in a savings account isn't being responsible. It's actually losing money. Slowly, quietly, every single year. Here's why. Inflation, meaning the rising cost of literally everything, averages around 2 to 3% per year. Your average savings account pays you maybe 0.5%. That gap, that's your money shrinking while it sits there, doing nothing. The fix is not complicated, but it requires you to actually do something, which we'll get to in a second. Lesson 2. I need to bury this myth right now. Investing is not a rich person activity. It is not complicated. It is not gambling. And it is absolutely for you. Here's the one concept that will change your entire relationship with money. Compound interest. You invest $100. It earns 7%. Next year, you earn 7% on $107. The year after, on $114. It sounds boring, but do this for 30 years and that $100 becomes over $760 without you touching it again. Start with $25 a month. Seriously, just start. Lesson 3. Studies show that women are significantly less likely to negotiate their starting salary than men. And I get it. It feels uncomfortable. It feels risky. It feels like they might take the offer away. They won't. And here is the math that should make you angry enough to ask. If you accept $5,000 less than you should at 25, and that gap compounds through raises, bonuses, and pensions over your career, you can lose $1 million or more in lifetime earnings. $1 million. Gone. Because you said, "That sounds fine," when you should have said, "I was thinking closer to X." We are done saying, "That sounds fine." Lesson 4. Life will surprise you. Not always in a fun way. Your car will break. You'll need to leave a job. Something unexpected will cost money you don't have. Women especially need an emergency fund because we are statistically more likely to take career breaks, to be caregivers, to be affected by relationship breakdowns financially. The goal, 3 to 6 months of your essential expenses in a separate account that you don't touch. Start with 1 month, then build. This is not boring, responsible adult advice. This is your freedom fund. It is the thing that means you never have to stay in a bad job, a bad situation, or a bad relationship because you can't afford to leave. That's power. Never underestimate that. Lesson 5. This is the one nobody talks about, and I think it's the most important. Most women I know grew up hearing things like, "We don't talk about money." That's not very ladylike. Don't seem too focused on money, it's unattractive. And we absorbed it, deeply. And now we feel guilty about wanting more. We feel embarrassed when we don't know something. We feel like money is this complicated, dangerous thing that other people understand, but we never will. That is a lie you were told by people who also didn't know better. Money is a skill. Like cooking. Like driving. You weren't born knowing how to parallel park. Someone taught you, you practiced, you got it. Money works the same way. And the moment you stop apologizing for wanting financial security, the moment you decide that knowing your money is not greedy, it's smart, everything shifts. So let's bring it all together. Here is the conversation nobody had with you. Now you've had it. 1. Your savings account is not a strategy. Make your money work harder. 2. Start investing, even small, even now, especially now. 3. Negotiate everything. Your salary, your rates, your fees. Stop leaving money on the table. 4. Build your emergency fund, not for emergencies, for your freedom. 5. Fix your money mindset. You are not bad with money. You were just never taught. That's it. That's the whole conversation. None of this requires you to be a finance expert. None of this requires you to be rich already. It requires you to decide that you are done waiting for someone else to hand you this information and start. You are smart enough to understand this. You are capable enough to do this, and you deserve to be financially free. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, not when you feel ready. Now. You've got this. She wins. Before you go subscribe and save this video, seriously, you're going to want to come back to it, and the algorithm buries things fast. Send this to one woman in your life who needs to hear it. Your best friend, your sister, your colleague who just started her first job. This is the gift. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of the 5 lessons hit hardest? I read everything. I'll see you. Keep winning.